The UK has seen a rise in the number of children struggling with their mental health and well-being. With everyone now focused on well-being as part of their agenda, there's one place we're overlooking: the classroom. My name is Shahana Knight and I'm reinventing UK classrooms. Why? Because the average classroom is cluttered, bright and uncomfortable, and they're not designed around the needs of the children today. Let's be honest, classrooms haven't changed much in the last 50 years, and that's not good enough. It's time to raise standards and redesign a space purposefully, ensuring rooms are trauma-informed and attachment-aware. In this series, we'll be sharing the stories of some brave schools who've handed over their classrooms to me as part of their dedication to support mental health and well-being. I will be challenging perceptions, listening to the children, and finally getting rid of those awful plastic tables and chairs. Can we challenge the status quo and set a new standard for UK schools? We're going to try, and it starts here by reinventing classrooms. This week we're at Worsley Menes Primary School with head teacher Helen Smart. Now Helen is a super inspirational leader here. She actually swam in the Olympics and she brings those Olympic values into the way that she leads. I can't wait for you to learn more about how she does things here. Helen got in contact with me and asked me to help her transform her Year 5 classroom into a therapeutic classroom. So today I've come to find out a little bit more about her and about why she wants to do this project.
Hi, my name's Helen Smart and I'm the head teacher at Worsley Menes Primary School here in Wigan. I've been at the school actually for 12 years, 13 years in January actually, so a long time, but not always as head teacher. I've been head teacher here for the last academic year. I started as Key Stage 2 lead and Year 6 teacher, progressed throughout the leadership team till our last head teacher retired in August last year.
Hi Shahana! Would you like to come and have a look round?
Oh, I'd love to do, yeah. I sat down with Helen to find out more about her vision for the school and hear about her own inspirational story. I am so excited to do this makeover with you at your school, honestly, because you've got the most unique story. And when I first met you, I was like, this woman is incredible. So can you tell us just a little bit about your journey, like before you were even a head teacher, because it's pretty spectacular, and then the sort of journey towards becoming a head teacher for me?
Yeah, well, when I was younger, I always wanted to be a primary school teacher because I was inspired by my dad. He was a primary deputy head teacher within this locality. I didn't live too far from Worsley Menes, over in Garswood. And I went to Garswood Primary School, and I've been really fortunate in my life that I've had lots of adults who have believed in me, who've nurtured me, who've loved me to develop my talent, which is swimming. And my Year 6 teacher believed in me and was really interested in sport. And at the end of the year, we had a task to do, which was write a story. The one that we had to do was called Dreams Come True. Now, when I was in primary school in Year 6, it was 1992. I know. I don't look that old, but yeah, it was a long time ago. And in 1992, the Olympics Games were being held in Barcelona.
Right.
And I was really inspired by the swimmers at the Olympic Games, and I really wanted to be an Olympic swimmer. So my story, Dreams Come True, I wrote about competing in the Olympic Games. And then a few years later, I won the national championships or something like that, the junior championships. And my Year 6 teacher sent me a certificate that I've got here that says, Helen Duncan, you did it, see you at the Olympics.
Oh, that is amazing!
So he believed in me. And then I went to high school, progressed in my swimming, made the European Junior Championships, came away with a gold medal. which I've got here to show you.
That is incredible. Oh my God.
And my teachers there believed in me, and my teachers, Mrs Jones and Mrs Thompson, actually got the school minibus and came to watch me in the trials and brought my friends to come and watch me in the trials. And then obviously I went to college. I had an amazing PE teacher, because obviously I studied PE at A-level, Mr Cathy, and I've recently learned that when I was competing in the Commonwealth Games, he took the young people, we were at college, into the hall to watch me swim, because he wanted to see my swim, and because we were in Kuala Lumpur, the time difference meant that it was during lesson time. So my PE class went into the sports hall to watch me swim, and there I came away with a bronze medal.
That is insane.
At the Commonwealth Games in Kuala Lumpur. That was 1998. And then in 1999, I then was on a year out after college, training for the Olympics, and I went to the World Championships in Hong Kong, and I got silver, and I've got that medal here. So I came away with a silver medal for the 200 metres backstroke. It was my event. So obviously I've got a full set there, bronze, silver, gold.
Yeah.
And, the next year was the year 2000, and the Olympic Games were in Sydney. What was tricky about that year, though, was the fact that they only took 2 swimmers for the event, but you had to get the qualifying time. Now, in my event, there were 4 swimmers that could get the qualifying time. So even though I'd had this time out from college, I might potentially not have gone to the Games, because if I'd not come first or second. So thankfully, I won the Olympic trials in a British record time.
Wow.
Went to the Games and had an amazing time. Sadly, I can't produce an Olympic medal, because I've got a participation medal, because I went to the Games and participated. I actually made the semi-finals. But I didn't come away with a bronze, silver or a gold, which I'm a little bit disappointed about. But the way I see it now is that now that I'm in my other career, which is teaching and education, my Olympic gold medal is seeing the children do well and pursue their dreams just like I have. And like, I know that some head teachers and teachers that are in education are doing it because they've had a negative experience in their childhood. But for me, I've had a really positive experience in my childhood, and it's now my turn to pay that forward to the children at my school.
Making me really emotional, I know.
Yeah, so, and you know, of course, over time, as I've been in education, I've worked at another community school that, you know, there was a lot of disadvantage there. And that came as a real shock to me, because I'd not known about any of that. And I learned about that from being a teacher in a community school, and that's why I feel so passionately about it now, that through my positive experience I can pay that forward and help the children to learn like champions.
Helen's story is a wonderful example of how impactful children's experience of school can be. Helen had teachers who listened to her and supported her emotionally, which helped her to achieve great things. After speaking to Helen, I wanted to talk to the children. Their voices are a big part of this approach, and it's important to find out what they feel needs to change.
Like, there's so much stuff around. So there's like stuff for geography, math, English. It can sometimes help me, but sometimes when I'm trying to concentrate on one thing, all the other things around the room mess with my head.
It's probably the chairs, because they're uncomfortable when you're writing, and I can't like settle into
really
the chair, and I can't
back.
concentrate. So
And this bit sticking into your back all the time.
So it's hurting you whilst you're writing.
Yeah. The chairs, they're very uncomfortable. So there's like this bit on it where when you like try to work, it just always like has a massive like digs into your back. And like when you sit on it, it doesn't feel as comfortable as like you want it to be writing.
If you're wearing like just your uniform without
like this on, it just feels very uncomfortable.
Yeah, like...
And I'm always trying to find a good spot. And when you get off your chair and leave for playtime and you come back in and you sit down on your chair, it's just freezing cold.
The truth is, children know exactly what they need from their classrooms, and I think it's time we listened.
Maybe like some more bookshelves. We've got that one there, but like maybe some more interesting books too and stuff. And like maybe more comfier seats and a sofa, and maybe like a little reading corner, like a beanbag maybe.
Probably like a little corner that's like got all the stuff that you need in it, and it will help you with your learning, so you don't need to think a lot. You can just go over to the corner, grab what you need and take it back to your seat, and then once you're done with it, if other people need it, put it back in the corner.
Yeah, and like the same thing as him, but like if you're feeling annoyed or anything, you just go and sit in the corner.
I would say like we could put like, you know, in the corner, like a little room, not like a room obviously, but like, you know those things that you like hang up and it like droops down?
Yeah.
So that like curtains?
Yeah.
Like curtains in the corner, and inside it's like this little relaxing room with LEDs in.
Ooh.
A couch.
Yeah.
Bookshelf, maybe some teddies, beanbag.
Yeah, mate.
Today is makeover day and I am so excited to be here. I'm not gonna lie, we nearly didn't make it. It was quite a journey. We had to order all of the things over the summer holidays and we have worked around the clock to make this happen. Now we're going to be making over the Year 5 classroom and the children aren't going to see the space until their very first day back in September. I am so excited to see it all come together and to see their faces. Let's go and make over the space now. So this is the classroom at Worsley Menes. Now it's quite a big space, but when I first came to visit, it didn't feel big at all. It felt really, really cramped. And that's because of the standard classroom tables that we get and that we order from the magazines, you know, the ones that are sort of quite long. And that took up so much space in this room. What we actually want to create is a room that flows, where the children can walk around and the children feel free and it feels a lot more open. That's going to be more conducive to learning. So what we want to do is to change that with the style of tables. So as with all of our therapeutic classrooms, we will have round tables and dining tables in here. Now over here, there was a little book corner and it was sort of like a bookshelf. And you could see that what we were trying to do is to create a reading area or a calming area. But because of the tables, the room and the space was sort of cramping into this area. So what I want to do is to open this up and create a little reading nook. Somewhere where we can have a nice cosy rug, a lovely sofa, and it can feel very much like somewhere the children can come and just relax, self-soothe, and enjoy reading and enjoy some sort of time for themselves to just get themselves back into a place that they're ready to learn. So that's what we'll do here. Now, of course, with this room, we want to create somewhere that feels homely, and we're going to do that with our sofa, but we're also going to do that with our flexible seating as well.
There we go.
Yay! Won't it like long ways, that's it.
Oh yeah, you're only good.
So,
Screwdriver do we need?
I'm not sure. Oh, it's
Oh,
Allen key.
oh god.
Move this over to the front, in front of the, we might move this around a few times. I want it this way, right?
So we decided to take on the risk of reinventing our classrooms, actually through the work that Shahana had done with Shevington Vale. We started improving our learning environments at the start of last academic year. It was a new head, it was an easy one to do post-COVID, things were everywhere in school. We had a huge declutter, sent a lot of our pre-loved items to the Gambia. And then throughout the year progressed, we learned about the Shevington Vale makeover, and Jeanette, our Year 5 teacher, actually went to Shevington Vale as a primary school student. So she was really interested in what was going on there, and she showed it to me, and I was like, yes, that is it. That is how I want our school to look, because I really do think that it's the vision moving forward for well-being, for mental health, for children to learn like champions. We need a comfortable, safe, lovely classroom for the children to learn in.
Creating a therapeutic classroom takes a bit more time and effort to put together, but the outcomes are instant. And it's also more cost effective than a standard classroom.
Oh, it's all about problem solving on the day, Dwayne. Just grab one of the rugs from over there. Oh, 2 of those rugs needs to come in, this rug needs to come in, and then the teacher needs to come in.
Coming in as head, people expect you to have all the answers straight away, that you know everything, and sometimes you don't. And I just knew that I wanted something different than what we'd been doing, because if you always do what you've always done, you're always going to get what you've always got. So I know that we needed to change things up a little bit so that the children can learn better, because at our school we have such an amazing staff. All of our staff are so caring, thoughtful, they all demonstrate our school values. And it just makes me think, well, why are the children not learning better than they are if all these other things are in place? And that's the silent helper, really. The environment, it was too busy, it was too cluttered, too uncomfortable, as it turns out, after interviewing the children about the chairs and the displays that we tried so hard to make less busy. But this is completely the next step for us at our school, and I'm really excited about seeing the children's reactions, because I know as they left for the summer that they were buzzing about the fact they were going to have a classroom makeover, but I honestly don't think they understand quite what we were going to do. So it's going to be really interesting to see their reactions.
Right, so I've got a bit of an issue with the rugs at this school. Because we've got a blue carpet, I wasn't quite sure what colour and what style of rug to go for. So I've actually bought 3 different options. I already know that I don't want to use this one because it doesn't quite go if you sort of look at the floor. But I'm still going to put it down and just have a little look and have a little feel. I also don't think it's big enough. Then it comes down to one of these. So what I'm going to do is roll them out, place the sofa and have a look, and then make my decision. Right, okay, I think we're going to go for this white one. Yeah? Perfect. So I've decided to do great.
I think the approach of a therapeutic classroom is desperately needed today. You know, certainly working with the older children, which we do, children are much more aware these days of what's going on in the world around them, you know, with internet, social media, and we've noticed particularly, haven't we, the last few years after the pandemic, children are coming into school feeling stressed, they feel that pressure and that responsibility, and, you know, we've tried changing things like the curriculum. It needs more than that, it needs a big change. So I think a therapeutic classroom and the awareness that goes with it as well is definitely a step forward.
Children's mental health is so important at the minute, and that's what we need to work towards and look at their future.
So our aims for the project is to make sure that all of our children see school as the happy, safe place We have lots of children that do already, but by transforming the learning environment in the classroom, we're hoping to catch those ones with you know, difficult trauma that they've experienced at home and engage them more with it, but we also have the knock-on effect of engaging all the others as well, who are already engaged with school and love coming. But certainly the outcomes that I'm looking for is that the children, if they're struggling during a lesson, if they're finding something tough, because it's not a clinical, old school type environment where they're all sat in rows with the plastic chairs, clutter all around them, and be told to sit down and stay in the seats. You know, they have that freedom like they would at home to get up out of their seat, to go and ask for help, to go and sit down in the comfy couch area, to have a little minute if they need it. And it's just teaching the children that they have a little bit more freedom to self-regulate, to help them with the learning.
Okay, so the teacher's area and the teacher's desk is also really important in our therapeutic classrooms. The classroom space isn't just for the children, it's also for the teachers. They have to work in it every day too. So we've got to make sure that the room feels calming for them and that there's a space for them as well. Now, these are our best buy for our teacher's desk here in this school today for this makeover. These were £6 and they were from Wilkinson's and they're fantastic. They're really hard wearing, they're going to last year on year, and you can put all of your bits and bobs in them and they look fantastic on the desk. We're just about to put some pictures up on our wall. Now, this is part of the signature move for a therapeutic classroom, and it replaces the backboards. So instead of a backboard here, we're going to have 30 frames on the wall with children's faces in them, all in black and white, so that again, the room feels like it belongs to these children in this year. So their beautiful pictures will be on the wall, and it will create more of a sense of home in this area as well. Here we are in our finished room at Worsley Menes. Now, it has been a little bit tricky. Although this room feels big with nothing in it, it can start to feel a little bit claustrophobic and a little bit squashed as soon as you start placing items. Now, part of the therapeutic school approach is that the rooms feel like there's space and the children can move around them. In this room, as with all classrooms, we needed to find enough seating for 30 children, so we had to have 30 chairs. Now, what I needed to do was to create a space where we have tables and chairs that feel homely and, as always, like a living space, but are also practical and functional. Initially, I wanted to go with more round tables. In fact, we were going to go with 4 of those, but that would have been too much. It would have ended up feeling like a bistro or a cafe, and we don't want that sort of feel in a classroom. So instead, I opted for 2 dining tables. Now, these are fantastic, brilliant, and so cheap. You can pick these up for £100 on Facebook Marketplace, and it works really, really well. This overall room feels much more cosy, much more homely, and much safer emotionally. It's comfortable to sit in. It feels very much like somewhere that you can be together, the sense of belonging, a sense of togetherness. There's going to be lots of conversation and group work, and it just flows so much better. All right, Helen, so we're here, we've done our makeover, which has been amazing. How do you feel about the space? What do you think about the room?
I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. I mean, we were talking earlier about how when it was empty, it just felt so much more spacious, calming already. The fact that we've painted the walls jasmine white before you came. And certainly as we've brought the furniture in, I just can't believe how much space is in what we considered a really small classroom.
Yeah.
It's just been completely transformed, and I also think, why have we not done this sooner? The children are going to absolutely love it. I can't wait to see their reactions.
Oh, and what do you think the benefits of this space will be now you're in it and you can feel it? Because sort of planning it and thinking about it is one thing, isn't it? But being in the space, how do you feel the children will benefit from this space now that you've seen it?
Oh, 100% they are going to really learn like champions in this classroom. Like, that's our mantra at school, we learn like champions. And, you know, some children prefer to sit comfy on a couch, some children prefer to sit high on the bar tables, you know, the comfy seats. The amount of times the children have said to us that the chairs were uncomfortable in the other classroom, we're not going to get complaints like that anymore, so they're going to be more switched on. They're going to feel so special when they come in September to see this classroom, and I just can't wait to see it.
Today's reveal day at Worsley Menes, and we are going to go and see the children's reactions to their brand new therapeutic space. We've been working really hard on this space, and the head teacher is so excited to show the children. So we're going to go in and see what they think of their beautiful therapeutic classroom. Now that you're in your new room, how do you think this room's going to help you?
To feel comfortable here in the chairs, because when you do like math, it goes to feel really soft, and so you can move and you can be relaxed here, and you can do it more well.
So, obviously, we've done the whole summer makeover, and this is the first time you've seen your room, isn't it? Yeah. So, what do you think about this space?
I didn't expect it to be like this. I thought it was going to be something entirely different. I thought it was going to be cramped in.
Yeah. It feels a lot more spacious now
than it did before. Yeah, that's good, isn't it? Because the tables were all, if I remember, they were like in a square shape, weren't they? And they took up loads of the room. What did you expect it to look like? Did you have any ideas of what you might expect?
No. Well, I thought it was going to be new chairs, but I didn't think anything else. I thought it was going to be like one big massive square and just like all on the outside.
Oh, with different chairs, but maybe the same tables.
Yeah.
After creating our therapeutic classroom, Helen reports that the children are calmer and happier. Children who refuse to come to school now come in every day, and those children with ADHD and autism are more engaged and can self-regulate.
Yeah, got goosebumps when I walked in. Wasn't expecting it to look like this at all. To be honest, I wouldn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
But this is 1,000 times better than what I was expecting.
It
So cozy.
It is for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing. It's so neutral, relaxing. It's beautiful.
You get that as soon as you walk in. It's just that relaxed feel. It's like home. What home should be like. It's absolutely beautiful. Yeah.
If you want to find out more about our therapeutic classroom approach, then get in touch with us and join the classroom revolution.